Just as there are no limits to the Emperor's grace and mercy, there must be no limits to humanity's domains. We must persevere, so that the crusade to expand the Imperium may never end. The Marines Errant are a successor chapter of the Ultramarines. Sired during the 23rd founding of the 37th millennium, this fleet-based chapter can derive their legacy to the second founding exemplars, the Eagle Warriors. Created to address the fall of over 50 Space Marine chapters, wrought by conflicts such as the Age of Apostasy and numerous corruptions of once noble creeds by the influence of chaos. These warriors are cast to the far corners of the void to destroy the enemies of the Imperium. Constantly crusading, alike to the Black Templars to bring the judgment of the Emperor to his foes, an ancient proclamation inscribed within their archives of Vilamus states their duty to forever quest and give battle, knowing no home but the grace of the Emperor's mercy, finding purpose only in the destruction of the enemies of mankind. Venturing beyond the brink of the Imperium's domains in order to purge the wicked, these vaunted crusaders have proven singular in their ability to return to the embrace of Imperial space, largely intact. Cleansing the wayward Imperium of shame during the Age of Redemption, their aid reinstating the Adeptus Ministerum's power base free from the mania of Goge Vandir has enabled their close ties to the masters of the Imperial cult as among their most stalwart allies. Establishing a covenant with the rogue trader House of Akail during 390.M38. Though the exact terms of the agreement are unknown, it is speculated that their assignment of Space Marine vanguards to their house is compensated with resources and war materials to bolster their crusades, or perhaps is made to repay a debt of immense value. Such is the esteem to which the chapter hold House Akail, that even those Astartes returning from their secondment retain the markings of their house on their armor as a sign of respect, often affixed to ornate power armor gifted by their patrons. Establishing a secure storage location for their gene seed upon the world of Vilamus, the chapter cannot risk such precious materials being corrupted by the currents of the warp as they venture into the heart of Chaos's domains. Recruiting neophytes from a variety of worlds due to their nomadic nature, the chapter's excess numbers of apothecaries are fastidious in retrieving gene seed from their fallen battle brothers to prevent the diminishment of future candidates. Adhering to the tenets of the Codex Astartes as strictly as can be possible for a fleet-based chapter, their bespoke nature has regardless required flexibility only when necessary to the prescribed doctrines of the Lord of Ultramar. Appointing their captains to command a strike cruiser, or on rare occasions, light cruiser, which houses their respective company, these autonomous crusading vessels operate without the supervision of the wider chapter and must be ready for any and all possibilities. Dividing the elite Terminator-clad 1st Company veterans and 10th Scout Company neophytes to all remaining chapter forces, this broad approach to warfare has proven effective in minimizing losses without costing effectiveness. Transferring unproven Astartes throughout their companies to increase their comprehension of the chapter's battle doctrine, their tenure bolsters unity among the chapter and strengthens their abilities. The chapter's Tech Marines, maintaining a somewhat sparse collection of armored vehicles. What the chapter lacks in firepower is compensated by their tech savants' expertise in repair and salvage of the spoils of war. Speculated to utilize non-codex approved armaments such as Xenos technology on occasion, their long-distant crusades are rarely if ever resupplied by the Mechanicus of Mars due to the difficulties locating and reaching their forces. When amassed at full strength to combat the direst of threats, each time the chapter reconvenes, their numbers exceed 1,000 Astartes, and even the 10-company limit of the Codex Astartes. Their need to replenish numbers independent from chapter command, and requisition of war materials, making it impossible to discern the true strength of the Marines Errant. On more than one occasion, replacing entire companies with an excess of surplus Space Marines, the chapter has on one occasion harbored more Battle Brothers than there were suits of power armor to protect their forms. Maintaining minimal proportion squads of Assault, Devastator, and Scab Marines precisely as ordained by the Codex Astartes, their most venerated souls such as Dreadnoughts and even heavy tanks are deployed only should they be necessary. Having no preference for the foes they face, whether aliens, heretics, or mutants, the chapter never refuses calls to arms or the opportunity to expunge the Emperor's enemies, though such zealous actions have resulted in a gene curse to spread within their ranks. Instilled with unending valor, each Space Marine afflicted feels no hesitation to hurl themselves into suicidal charges, exacerbated by their duty-through sacrifice, which causes Battle Brothers to display their devotion to the Emperor by shielding their allies from mortal wounds. The zenith of such a curse displayed as they lead the charge. Such zealous Astartes volunteer to be the first to embark from boarding craft, drop pod, or Thunderhulk insertions, their glory to be the first man to die, blinding them to other alternatives. From the Eastern Fringe to the Eye of Terror, these Space Marines have waged hundreds if not thousands of crusades throughout their service. Their pedigree respected by the majority of Adeptus Astartes chapters as valiant and noble allies. Their secondment to organizations such as the Chamber Militant of the Ordo Xenos, the Death Watch, though challenging to facilitate, are well worth the toil. Often serving for extended periods of time to mitigate the struggle to obtain them until their abrupt dismissal once a chapter fleet is close enough to return to. The capture of the Watch Captain, Kael Vibius, regaled as among the Death Watch's most famed heroes. His escape from Komorra, alongside his Marines' errant brethren, earned him membership of the chapter's Dark Void elite, his secondment serving as a symbol of the chapter's might. Their venerated deeds, made during the Corinth Crusade of 698.M41, alongside elements of the Ultramarines, Angels of Absolution, Lamenters, Silver Skulls, Scythes of the Emperor, and 50 regiments of the Astra Militarum among the most gloried. Under the command of Chapter Master Marneus Calgar, the Marines errant purged the War of Skargor after 7 years of bloodshed. Their inarguably most recognized service, made during the Badab War of 901.M41, as among the first chapters deployed to the campaign by order of the High Lords of Terra, the Marines errant, though assigned to reinforce the beleaguered Firehawks, spent much of the campaign crippling the Tyrant of Badab's supply lines. Clad in halved white and blue ceramite, which honors their Eagle Warrior forebears, their chest aquillas are painted yellow, utilizing black tactical rolls on their right pauldron, which is sometimes mimicked on their knee plates, marking their squad number with white high Gothic numerals atop such designs. As a strictly Codex-compliant chapter, each Space Marine uses its prescribed color scheme to trim their pauldron to signify their company. On rare occasions, adopting camouflage pattern ceramite in keeping with the Codex Astartes' covert operation doctrine, the chapter paints their armor with black and white on only rare occasions. The symbol of their chapter, a white star trailed by yellow alike to a falling comet, exemplifies their willingness to descend from the heavens unto war zones, no matter their perils. Their last recorded deeds, made during the fall of Villamus during 999.M41, facing the Phantom of Badab, Huron Blackheart. Their Geneseed repository, situated within their fortress, endured attack by both the Red Corsairs and Night Lords. Lured from their fiefdom by Huron's forces, as the Night Lords' warband infiltrated their domains, the pride of the Marines errant proved exploitable, as the vast majority of their Geneseed supplies fell into traitor hands. Damned to a slow extinction with the close of the 41st millennium, only the efforts of the Avenging Sun, Rabute Guilliman, and Belisarius Call of the Mechanicus of Mars, dispatching Primaris Space Marines, can prevent their ignoble demise. Yet as of present day, no record can ascertain whether or not a Torchbearer fleet has reached the chapter, and thus their fate remains uncertain.